Hello everyone, it's Kathryn, Elevated Consciousness Coach. How you doing? I have a special message for those friends and people in my orbit who are doing the deep work right now, those of you who are doing the shadow work. You're excavating and discovering old vestiges and remnants of who you used to be and purging these aspects of you, and it feels like you're shedding layer after layer after layer. You're fighting the good fight, in other words, to peel away all the layers that are keeping you from the full recognition and awareness of who you truly are. I'm speaking to you because that work is no joke. That work is incredibly useful, incredibly powerful, necessary for finding who you truly are in this lifetime, who you were always meant to be, and accessing that destiny of you where you are living your purpose, not necessarily with what you do through a career, a vocation, through your livelihood, etc., but who you be, how you show up every day. You're finding more and more who this person is. And this person, this version of you may have been elusive to you for a really, really long time in your life. And now something really exciting is happening. You're starting to get glimpses of her, get glimmers of him or her. And you're starting to feel like, okay, there's a part of me that remembers who this is. The reason it feels so good when you start to discover your true aspect of self is because this is the version of you that you have known and you have been as a soul being for a really, really, really long time. And there is nothing on this planet, as far as I'm concerned, that can replace that feeling of, oh, this is who I truly am. This is who I was always meant to be. And now that I'm kind of knocking on the door of this version of myself, and I'm so close, I'm at the threshold, I've almost merged into this being completely. There's nothing that feels like that. I'm so lucky because I have the opportunity to be a guide and an ambassador for people who are on this quest, for people who are the seekers, the searchers, the ones who are willing to show up and do the hard work of peeling away all the layers of the false self and going through, lots of little deaths in order to fully uncover, dismantle all of these layers and veils on top of the truest aspect of you. I get to do this, and it's pretty astonishing. It's pretty amazing. Now, believe me, this is not something just handed to me. I've been working on this for over 20 years. This is more than just what I do for work. It's who I am. It's my mission. It's my purpose. It's my great love. It is my great passion. It is my great service. But I know something about this work that I do that's pretty profound, and I'm going to share it with you right now. It's not all hard work. And in fact, sometimes when we are doing the hard work, when we can give ourselves a rest, we can take a breather, we can give ourselves a little relief and some room to play, it re-energizes our purpose, it re-energizes our passion to be able to go back to doing that shadow work again with renewed vigor, with renewed sense of, you know what, I totally got this. And it's when we're in the shadow work, we're in the deep muck, we're in the shit, in other words, of doing this deep shadow work, sometimes we become so myopic in our energy and our vision, and it's like we can't even see that version anymore. We've lost sight of that person that we're trying to find. And then we get lost in the work. Does that resonate with any of you? Does that land? That we get lost in the shadow work and we forgot why we started doing it in the first place? You're like, this is just what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to excavate the catacombs of my unconscious and uncover great hidden truths about myself. But why did I start doing it in the first place? Here's the real trick. You have to give yourself room to play, to take a breather, to give yourself some relief, some rest, a respite, so that you can renew your fuel, your resources, and get that vision solidified once again of why you're doing all this shadow work in the first place. And so it is in the spirit of play. And it is this invitation that I'm extending to you. Those of you who are identifying right now with, yeah, I'm in the shit. That's me. That's me, Kathryn. I am in the shit. I've been in the shit for the last 14 months. I'm doing this deep work. I know that there is a bright side to this. I know I'm going to get on the other side of this eventually because no feeling is final. But man, I could use a rest right now. And I could use an enhanced, kind of blown up and really tangible and practical sense of the me that I'm accessing, the me that I'm striving to become. I would really like to take a look at her again so I can remember and remind myself why I'm doing all this work, why I'm in the shit in the first place. Hi, Nicole. So those of you who have followed me for a while and you know me, I spend a lot of time talking about, teaching about, sharing about timelines. Just over 5 years ago now, I started teaching a course called Timelines Expanded Masterclass. To this day, there is no other program out there like it. Might sound like a big and bold claim. Go ahead and try to find. I will put this to you as a challenge. Throw down the gauntlet. Go ahead and try to find a 12-module program that talks about all things time and timelines, how humans create time in 3D, talks about not just the idea, the esoteric concept of merging timelines, jumping timelines, but gives you a how-to of how to do it. Talks about timelessness, talks about the quantum field and our dimensional translations of self that we have access through timeline jumping. Collapsing timelines. It's not nearly exhaustive, but it is a very comprehensive 12-module program. So I know a thing or two about timelines. I know a thing or two about jumping timelines. And the reason why I'm speaking to you today is because I decided to put something together for myself. Yes, for myself, because this is going to be super, super fun. But also for those of you who I titled this video in your honor. Those of you who are in the shit, those of you who are peeling away those layers, those of you who are doing the active shadow work and showing up and really committing to yourself, committing and promising to yourself that you're going to get to the other side. You're going to, this person that you are envisioning, that you're striving to become, it's just going to happen. It's a foregone conclusion. You've already decided, this is me, this is who I'm becoming, this is what I'm striving for every day. I'm making good on this promise to myself. But it doesn't all have to be work. And in fact, when you can come at this with the energy of play, a couple of things happen that are quite astonishing. Number one, you open up a different level of mind where you're not looking at this version of you from a level of lack. So think about it this way. When you're striving to become someone, isn't it that you are looking at this version of you from the vantage point of, but I'm not yet that? Another way to say that would be, you are envisioning, you are perceiving, attempting to access a version of you from a place of lack. Doesn't really work. You have to go into a different level of mind where you establish the rhythm, okay? The rhythm of that version of you that you are striving to become. And when I speak of the rhythm, I am talking about the resonance, the magnetic attraction level, the frequency and the vibration of that version of you that you are asking to become, that you are working towards. It is a rhythm. And when you can merge with that rhythm, something really powerful happens. You've entered a different level of mind. So you're not in that space of, I'm not that anymore. You go into the feeling space. You have magnetically attracted from that future self, if you want to call it, a twin avatar of you, already being, doing the having, or having the thing that you want. You've created this magnetic attraction. You're feeling into the resonance, meaning the sensations are showing up in your body as if they're happening right now, right? And you are in that frequency. You have upgraded and moved into a different threshold or frequency. You've, in other words, gone through a transit portal where, for all intents and purposes, you have merged with that self. You have become that self. And here's what happens. Not only are you not in that place anymore of lack, because as far as the mind and the body are reading it, you are that person. So from that level of you, you get to suss out, well, how did I get here? And through a very powerful connection through the solar plexus and the heart, you get to establish a line of communication where you can do something really profound. Through that information of being embodied in that version of you merging with that avatar of self, you get to reverse engineer the steps of how you got to be that version of you. And guess where the information is coming from? You. It's coming from you. So another powerful and profound thing about a practice like this, it's really playful. And when you enter into this spirit of play, your soul self is jumping up and down, doing cartwheels in the sand, is so excited because it sees you understanding finally and merging with and practically using one of the best energetic fuel sources in the entire cosmos. And that is play. That is play. I will tell you something. From doing this work for over 20 years, it's incredibly productive to be in the spirit of fun and play. Have you ever had a teacher when you were a kid that, and it would have been maybe when you were elementary school, maybe even middle school, taught you things through the spirit of play? Maybe got you to sing a song so you could remember your multiplication tables, or, even learning our ABCs, right? When we were little kids, we sang it. Do you know why? Because when we are in the spirit of play, we tend to record things. We open up spaces in the body where those things that we're hoping to record can take up resonance and residence in a powerful way to be these kind of identifying factors. And the greatest identifying factor that maybe you haven't realized yet, but I'll hip you to this right now. You are spirit at play. You might think you are a human being, but you are a human being what? You are a human being spirit at play. Oh, doesn't that lighten things up for you a little bit? And I'm not taking a Pollyanna approach here and inviting you to spiritually bypass the deeper work. Because when you do merge with this version of self and you realize, hey, this is just another version of me that's already having, being, doing the thing, and I'm just downloading information from myself, to myself, for myself, by myself, so that I can move seamlessly into this aspect. And it can be part of my now dominant current timeline. Now, any one of us can do this. Any one of you who's watching this right now, even though I don't know about timelines, doesn't matter. I'm an incredible ambassador and guide. Those of you who have taken my Timelines Expanded Masterclass, back me up here. I'll get you through it. I'll walk you through it. You don't have to worry about it. We're not even going to go into a big, long discussion about all this stuff. That's what Timelines Expanded Masterclass is for. What I'm offering to you and what I'm inviting you to take part in with me in the spirit of play is Timeline Jump Avatar Mastery. Ooh, my ears are buzzing right now because my spirit, who is at play, is like, yay, we get to play. And I did offer this a little selfishly. I'm going to totally cop to that because I want to play, but I want to play with you. One of the greatest things about what I do is, watching the lights go on for people that I work with. Like, oh my God, it can be this easy and fun. Yep, It can. But in order to make it stick, you do have to do the deeper work. You have to see, anyone can access this, but can we sustain it? That's where the deeper work comes in. Can we sustain this way of being? Can we fully merge with and concretize this avatar of self in this now dominant timeline without sabotaging it, without having it for a minute and then throwing it away? That is where the deeper work comes in. So I will never be that coach who's like, oh, it's just all fun and play. Sometimes we do have to do the deeper work. We really do need to explore the catacombs of our unconscious and purge the resistance that's there. Okay? But that's not what this is. This is play. This is play. And I want to play with you. So the invitation is on the table, kids. And let's go into our kid-like, our childlike avatars and approach this from a spirit of play. Open ourselves up to an incredible possibility in 11 key areas plus a bonus jump, a bonus quantum jump we're going to do at the end. But we're going to examine 11 key areas of life. We're going to look at health, wealth, relationships, career path, success. We're going to look at our self-mastery of emotions. We're going to look at our mindset, particularly merging with the self that is already in a full-on expression of prosperity mindset. We are going to go into contribution to the greater good of the world. We are going to go into the avatar of self that's already exploring his highest purpose, highest level of passion, spirituality, and self-trust. Indestructible self-trust. Because when you have indestructible self-trust and you merge with that avatar of self, you can do anything. And you'll have access to all these recordings for as long as you like, because where you sign up in the member vault, you'll have access to these and you're going to want to go back to them. This isn't like one of those one and done things where like, oh, that was interesting. I'll put this on the shelf with all my other stuff back here, with all my oracle cards and everything else, and never look at it again. These journeys are going to be so simple, quick, easy, and fun that you're going to want to go back to them to rejuvenate your energy all the time. Let's just say you are in the shit doing the deep shadow work and you're like, I need a break. You know what? I'm going to go back to that quantum jump with Kathryn, where we did the indestructible self-trust avatar. I'm going to merge with that avatar of self and get information from this version of me. It's not something outside of you. You already hold all this information within you. We're just going to access it and you're going to revisit it over and over again because we learn through repetition. So the more you're going to go back and revisit this avatar, consort with this version of you, counsel with, and consult with this version of you, you're just going to bring back more and more information about how to be, do, have the thing, how to inhabit, embody that version of you. So are you ready to have some fun? This is going to be really fun. I can't wait to start. So we start on April 10th, and I'm going to teach this a little bit differently. So here's how this is going to go. It's going to be for 3 weeks, and we're going to meet every day. Well, not every day, 4 days a week for those 3 weeks. So we'll be meeting 12 times. You're going to have access to all the recordings. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Zoom. We're going to have a pop-up Facebook group. And if you've worked with me before, you know me. I always over-deliver. So you're going to have supplemental information. You're going to have fun stuff that helps you to ground into this material, understand it a little bit better. But we are going at this with the spirit of play. There's not going to be endless journal questions at the end of this. It's going to be, hey, what did you get from this? Where can you build on this? Where did you feel stuck from this? I'm going to be there to guide you through it and be your ambassador to your highest timelines and expressions of you as these avatars of self. Okay, because that's what I do, and that's my sweet spot, and that's what I'm really good at, and that's what I love to do. So we'll have that. And when we go through these, there's going to be that's our first class, one introduction to this material, how it's going to go down. But throughout the rest of the 11 other sessions, we're going to do a quick and easy live timeline jump to connect with, access, and merge with these avatars of self. And then you'll have these. You'll have these to go back to over and over again, and you will, because they're fun, they're instructive, they're productive, and they bring in a sense of empowerment because, and I left this best part for last, we go through life feeling that all the answers are somewhere outside of us. All the solutions, the answers to all of our problems and queries, they exist somewhere outside of us in some nebulous space we haven't uncovered yet. But I will tell you, from a quantum perspective of you, that is not true. You are the center of your own universe. You are at the center of everything you will ever, have ever, and are creating. Okay? So that means all the answers are already within you. It's already there. You just need to move into the rhythm. Remember, that word is very key, that rhythm of that version of you that already has the answers, that already is living out that, ideal of you. Merge with that version of you, merge with that rhythm. And you're solving the problems with the answers that already exist within you. So this is going to be a fun ride. And I hope you'll join us. So I just opened up a payment plan. So you can do one payment or you can do 2 monthly payments. And I'm going to put the link down here for you to sign up. I already have 10 women who have signed up in here. This is open to men and women. Usually I work with women exclusively. This is open to men and women. So you're welcome to come join us in here. I would love 20 to 30 more people in here. I think that would be great. I think that's like the perfect sweet spot. My guides are like, we need to get as many people in here as possible. So that's why I opened up a payment plan. So come and join us, come and play. You will be so thankful and grateful that you did. Bye-bye.